Good morning, Party Chat Sports. Welcome back to the channel. It's one of your hosts, Caleb Gill. And of course, this morning for you, I have another recap of the Week 12 slate of games for your NFL Sunday yesterday. A lot of good football, I thought. A couple overtime games, a couple games that came down to the wire. This is exactly what you want to see, especially this time of year. So let's get into your Week 12 Monday morning drive. We're going to kick off your Week 12 Monday morning drive with the Vikings in Green Bay. Just because I got to get this one done and out of the way. The Vikings were not good. J.J. McCarthy, or 9, whatever you want to call him. It doesn't matter if you want to call him 9, McCarthy, ass, it's all the same. He's garbage. And we've talked about this now for a couple weeks. 2 interceptions. He was 12 of 19, only 87 yards passing, was sacked 5 times. When you have a quarterback, trust me, as a Jets fan, I know what it's like when you have a quarterback that can only throw 87 yards. That is this much of a liability, okay? I can speak on behalf of this. You're not going to win a lot of games. This is not... When your quarterback is hamstringing you this bad, good luck, Vikings fans. That really is about it. It's not like Jordan Love was an all-star today. He was 14-21, only 139 yards passing, no touchdowns, no picks. But on the ground, Emmanuel Wilson, the running back for the Packers, on 28 carries, he had 107 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. So he had a good day running overall. But my biggest takeaway from this was J.J. McCarthy just continuing to show that he probably doesn't belong in this league. Like, I never bought into him being a first-round pick. I thought he was carried. Granted, again, I mean, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can clearly see I'm an Ohio State fan. Happy hate tweet, everybody, by the way. But from my time, not as an Ohio State fan, but as an observer, I didn't see the tools from McCarthy. I didn't think that what he had would translate to the NFL. We'll talk about this, I'm sure, more later this week, but when you come in and your number one tool is he's a winner, he's a leader, okay, that's not really something that translates to the NFL. All in all, Packers win 23-6 against a very bad J.J. McCarthy. One of those overtime games I was talking about in Kansas City, the Chiefs and the Colts, and the Chiefs were down 11 points. It looked like the Colts might be able to put them away. It was 20-9, and then in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs decided, you know what, screw this. We are going out on our own terms. They scored 11 points in the fourth quarter. They were able to manage the fourth very well. I believe there was, game-tying field goal from Harrison Butker from 25 yards. It got him in range. And that was an impressive drive. What was even more impressive, though, I thought, was the overtime drive, where the Chiefs got the ball in overtime. 12-play drive. And it set them up for the game-winning kick. Kareem Hunt had over 100 yards on the ground. He was 104 yards, 1 touchdown for Kareem Hunt. They kept feeding him the rock. He got the ball 30 times. So, like, the average 3.5, but he had a couple really good runs. Maybe not really good, but some good runs there. Rashee Rice, man, is he quick. I mean, we all know speed is not... speed is definitely a strength for Rice. 8 catches, 141 yards for Rice. On the Colts side, it's not like Daniel Jones was bad. Just once the fourth quarter came, they didn't have any answers. That Chiefs defense really honed in, it felt like. Jones was 19-31, 181 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor touched the ball 18 times, had just over 60 total yards. Offensively, it felt like the Colts were not who we've expected them, or not who they have been. Like Tyler Warren, 5 catches for 45 yards. Michael Pittman, 5 catches, 27 yards, and a touchdown. It wasn't a really good day for the Colts offense, and that's why the Chiefs were able to come back, score 11 unanswered points, and win in overtime 23-20. Actually, technically, 14 unanswered points there with a game-winning field goal in OT, but 11 in the fourth quarter to send them to OT. Chiefs win 23-20 in Arrowhead. A much-needed victory for the Chiefs, who are trying to get back into that playoff hunt. And I know that we'll talk about the playoff race here later this week, but the Chiefs, they're currently, I think they might be in the playoffs. If they were to end today, I think the Chiefs would be in, but they still need a couple more of these wins. Patriots-Bengals. I expected the Patriots to just run away with this game. And for a minute, it kind of felt like they might. I mean, they scored 17 points in the second quarter, but it was 17-13 at halftime. The Bengals kept clawing at the Patriots. It wasn't the best day for Drake May. He had a couple good throws, a couple good moments. He was 22-35, 295 yards, or 94 yards. 1 touchdown, one pick. Hunter Henry, 7 catches, 115 yards, and a touchdown for him. But Joe Flacco in the fourth quarter, he had a good quarter. Overall, he was 19-37, 183, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But with no weapons, T. Higgins got hurt. There was a string of plays where Bengals got hurt on 3 straight plays. Flacco, Higgins, and Elvias. I can never get that guy's name right. But Tinsley, number 82 for the Bengals, had a couple clutch catches in this game, and he almost had another one late in the game. The Bengals had a shot to win, and there was some balls on Flacco at different moments, but at the end of the day, Flacco couldn't get the job done. It wasn't without Jamar. I feel like the way this game played out, if Jamar Chase didn't spit last week and wasn't suspended for this game, the Bengals probably win this game. Somebody probably separates there at the end and sets them up. I mean, you didn't have, the final play did not have Jamar Chase or T. Higgins for the Bengals. And they still almost had a shot to win this game. Ultimately, Patriots win 26-20 in Cincinnati. In Chicago, the Bears and the Steelers. We did not see Aaron Rodgers in this game. We did see Mason Rudolph, who was 24-31, 171 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He was sacked twice. Kenneth Gainwell had 10 rushes, 92 yards. Warren led the day with rush attempts. With 18 rush attempts, he only had 68 yards on the ground. Caleb Williams was 19-35, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. It was a mixed bag. Like Dylan said after the game, his 3 touchdowns are a little deceiving. He wasn't as good as his 3 touchdown shows. The 3 touchdowns, I mean, they were not bad. The DJ Moore one, he was wide ass open, like butt naked open. If Caleb Williams missed that, you just cut him tomorrow. Like, that's bad. Or that would have been bad. DJ Moore ended up with 2 touchdowns. And I never really, there was times I felt maybe the Steelers win this game, but I just didn't see it from the Steelers today. Defensively for the Bears, I mean, how many times? Rudolph was only sacked twice. I don't know. I just didn't get the sense that the Steelers were really going to win this game. I'm trying to find out a couple different things. There was a couple times where the Steelers went for it on 4th down, surprisingly. Didn't get it. And the Steelers did almost rally back. They did pull within 3 after Rudolph found Pat Fryer move for a 3 yards touchdown, but there was still like 6.5 minutes left. And then the Steelers get the ball near midfield. Bears unable to do anything. Steelers get the ball back there, back at midfield, and it's like, all right, well, just get into Boswell's range. And then Grady Jarrett kind of seals the deal. Tip ball. I don't think the ball would have been completed on 4th down anyways. It was a Bear like hugging the Steelers receiver. But Grady Jarrett tipped the pass and unable to do anything on 4th down. Bears win 31-28, and now the Steelers, they fall to 6-5, and you've got a couple different. You have the Texans at 6-5, the Chiefs at 6-5, the Steelers now 6-5. Like, the playoff race is getting interesting. That's for damn sure. The Bills 7-4, Jaguars 7-4. The Steelers needed this one. Now, they can rebound next week because they do have the Bills next week. And that Bills-Steelers game is going to have huge playoff implications. But right now, Steelers are on the outside looking in, it would appear. Well, because I think the Ravens are leading the AFC North. Both Ravens and Steelers are 6-5, so depending on how tiebreakers are sorted out because they haven't played each other yet, Steelers might be on the outside looking in. And if they lose to the Bills, good luck. 31-28 Bears over Steelers. Speaking of the Ravens picked up a 23-10 victory against the Jets. And my takeaway from this game early on was the Ravens didn't look good. They looked sloppy, kind of looked lethargic. Lamar Jackson looks hurt. Watching him play, the plays he wouldn't make that we're so used to seeing from Lamar, he wasn't making. You know, he'd start running and then he'd pull up, or he wouldn't take the open lanes like we've expected from the Jets. There was a competitiveness. They were in this game. It was 7-3 was the score at halftime. Both teams scored in the second quarter. Derrick Henry had 2 rushing touchdowns. The Ravens just looked sluggish, and being the better team, they were able to get the win over the Jets, who just are, depleted of talent. Tyrod Taylor looked better than Justin Fields. I'm a big fan of what I'm seeing from John Mechie, actually. John Mechie and Adonai Mitchell look like they could be solid pieces for the Jets moving forward. I'm not saying that they should be the focal point of the Jets offense in 2026. That's still Garrett Wilson. But Garrett Wilson, you get another wide receiver, John Mechie, Adonai Mitchell, that's a solid group of wide receivers. I kind of like that. The Jets were competitive. Just the Ravens are better. The Ravens scored 14 points in the third quarter coming out of halftime, and the Jets just didn't have any answers from there. Lamar finished 13-23, 153 yards, only 7 carries for 11 yards. He was sacked once. Derrick Henry, 21 rushes, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 5 catches, 58 yards. Receiving for the Jets, Breece Hall led the day with 4 catches, 75 yards. He had a couple nice plays. I really want to see the Jets keep Breece Hall. He is a talented running back. He is a talented weapon. 7 catches, 75 yards, 16 for 44 on the ground. That's not great, but he did have a few decent runs. John Mechie, 6 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown. I want to see more of that moving forward. Overall, Ravens are just a better team, and they're on a heater right now. But they don't play like a team that's on a heater, which is very interesting. They played sluggish. And not great football, but good enough to win, and that's ultimately all you got to do. So, Ravens win 23-10 against the Jets. Another overtime game this week. Lions, Giants. Giants came ready to play. That's for damn sure. They had all the tricks. They pulled out a couple trick plays. They had one where Jameis Winston caught a touchdown. I think there was another flea flicker or reverse pass. Just off the top of my head. And they were open. The Lions defense was letting the Giants get wide ass open. There was a lot of holes in that defense today, and Jameis was picking them apart. I think there was nearly What they say at one point? It was like nearly 1,000 yards of total offense. That feels off, but let's see. Right, pull up the team stats. How much total offense was in this game? Because there was a lot. It won't show me. That is fantastic. Love that. Jameis Winston finished the day 18 of 36, 366 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That 1 interception was costly. Tracy, running back, had 20 rushes for 62 yards. Wan'Dale Robinson, apparently he was due. He played today like, rent was due, all right? 9 catches, 156 yards, and a touchdown for Wan'Dale Robinson today. He balled out for the Giants. Wasn't enough. Jared Goff, I thought Goff played fine. He was sacked 3 times, threw a pick, 2 touchdowns, 279 yards on 48 attempts, 28 completions. But the receivers kept dropping passes. I think Amon-Ra had 2 or 3. There was 5 or 6 total drop passes by the Lions, and they were in critical spots. If the Lions lost this game, it was going to be because of the drop passes. Amon-Ra ended up finishing with 9 catches, 149 yards, and a touchdown. But Gibbs, man, 15 carries, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, plus 11 catches, 45 yards, and a receiving touchdown. He had another hat trick. That's not his. Didn't he just have a hat trick too? I feel like against Tampa Bay. No, wait. Against Washington. Yeah, I think against Washington, he had 3 total touchdowns. Yep, sure did. Jahmyr Gibbs' legacy game helped. That's the reason the Lions won. Was because of Jahmyr Gibbs in overtime. And he broke. It was the first or second play for the Lions in OT. 69 yards, nice, to the house for Jahmyr Gibbs. And the Giants were unable to answer. But this was a very fun back and forth game. Jameis should be a starter somewhere in the league. Honestly, I would not be opposed to. I kind of want the Jets to bring him in as a bridge next year if it's available. Jameis is fun. He's gonna throw it across the yard, and you're gonna live with it. The Lions do win 34-27 in overtime in what was a very exciting game. Not so exciting was Seahawks and Titans. This game was closer than it felt. First of all, Jackson Smith and Jigba, amazing. He passed DK Metcalf to set the Seahawks single-season record for receiving yards with over 1,300. It's week 12. They played. If they had a bye, 11 games. 11 games, and JSN already has a single-season Seahawks receiving yard record. Blows my mind. Sam ended up finishing with 244 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, both of those to JSN, who ended the day with 8 catches and 167 yards. Kenneth Walker, 11 rushes for 71 yards. Cam Ward he had a couple throws, a couple nice moments. He was 28 of 42, 256, 1 touchdown, sacked 4 times. The Titans need to give him some help, man. DK had. Where'd it go? I just lost it. DK, the receiver for the Titans, had a couple big moments. He finished the day Jahmyr DK, 5 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown for him. And they almost came back. Like, they drove down, they were able to score, brought it within 6, had the onside kick set up. Seahawks recover it. But this was a game, like, I was watching Red Zone a good portion of the day, and this was not shown on Red Zone hardly ever. The difference really was the 13 points for the Seahawks in the second quarter. The Titans drove down the field. They have not had a game-opening drive end in a touchdown this season, and it looked like they were close to that this week and ended up only getting 3 points. And then Titans come out of halftime, put up 2 more touchdowns in the third quarter, and try coming back in the fourth, but unable to do so against the Seahawks. Seahawks win 30-24 in Nashville. Jaguars-Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals were going to win this one. I really did. The Cardinals had 10 points in the fourth quarter to send this game to overtime, and it was very back and forth. Trevor Lawrence ended up throwing 3 touchdowns. Little kicked a 56-yard field goal in OT to beat the Cardinals, and the Cardinals had a shot. There was a couple plays where it looked like Brissett was going to be able to. There was a couple moments where I felt Brissett was going to have a shot to win this game, and the 4th and 4, just heave it down the field attempt to Xavier Weaver was a very interesting choice in overtime. Like, just throw it short. You don't have to get it all in one play. You can get a field goal to match, or you can score a touchdown at some point, but you still had time in the 4th. And they chose that over kicking a 66 or 60-yard field goal, which nowadays in the NFL is almost a guarantee. Jacksonville has now won 3 of their last 4, and at 7-4, it feels tough to believe they're not going to make the playoffs. The Jaguars had 4 turnovers, but they did push ahead late after Lawrence hit Parker Washington in the back of the end zone. They took a 24-21 lead, but again, like, the Cardinals were able to march down, and I thought the Cardinals were going to have a shot to not tie the game, but win the game. It was an 80-yard drive, no timeouts, but Brissett connected with Michael Wilson on a 31-yard gain, and that put Chad Ryland in the easy field goal position, forcing OT, but Jaguars, with Trevor Lawrence again, he had 3 touchdowns. He also had 3 picks. He was sacked 3 times. A lot of threes. 18-30, 256 yards for him. ETN had 15 rushes for 86 yards. And then Brissett finishes the day 33 of 49, 317. He was sacked 6 times. But Michael Wilson, 10 catches, 118 yards. Almost was enough for the Cardinals. Cardinals fall to 3-9 after losing to the Jaguars 27-24 in overtime. The Browns, 24-10. Shedeur Sanders, his NFL debut. He gets his first start, or first NFL start and first NFL win. The first Brown to do so, because I think the last 17 Brown quarterbacks that started their first game with the Browns have lost. He was only 11-20, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Here's the thing. Here's the reason the Browns won. Geno Smith was sacked 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times Geno was sacked. Myles Garrett had 3 of those. That's why the Browns won this game. Geno was 285 yards, touchdown, no interception, but that offensive line for the Raiders just so bad. So bad. And that's why the Raiders lost this game, because you can't win a game when you get sacked double digits. Browns win 24-10. And the Raiders fall to 2-9. Myles Garrett breaks his own Brown single season sack record. He has 17 plus. He's already broken it, and it's only 11 games, or they play 12? Nope, 11 games for the Browns. Falcons, 24-10 win over the Saints. Kirk Cousins had 2 passing touchdowns. Helped the Falcons end a 5-game losing skid. The Saints just were never really in this game. They were trailing 16-7 heading into halftime. Falcons added 8 more points there in the 4th. Tyler Shuck just didn't look like the Tyler Shuck that threw for 300-plus yards. He also was sacked 5 times. He was 30 of 43 passing, 243 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. No run game. Like, Shuck led the team in rushing yards with 22. So there was no run game for the Saints. Olave had 9 catches for 70 yards, but no one else really stood out. While on the flip side, for the Falcons, Cousins was 16 of 23, 2 touchdowns, sacked 3 times, 1 pick, 199 yards. Bijan had 70 yards rushing. And Mooney had the back-breaking touchdown there at the end of the game. 49-yard touchdown to Mooney, and that was essentially all she wrote. Falcons won 24-10. And the game that just wrapped up. First of all, Dak Prescott has passed Tony Romo for the most passing yards in Cowboys history. He now has more than 34,183 passing yards in a Cowboys uniform, as Dallas beats Philly 24-21. The Cowboys rallied, and the Eagles were up 21-0 at one point. And then the Cowboys go on and score 24 unanswered points. 7 in the second, 7 in the third, 10 in the fourth. And even as the Cowboys were starting to come back, it's like, all right, well, I still think the Eagles are going to win this game. A couple crucial errors, though. Deep in one was as Saquon was getting ready to score. The other was on a punt return. Xavier Gibson fumbles it and puts the Cowboys in scoring position deep. It was like at the 10-yard line. The Cowboys were able to capitalize. That was a huge, the Cowboys came back and scored 24 unanswered points. A big reason why they did that was because of those two crucial errors. The Eagles were driving, and Saquon puts the ball on the ground. But Hurts could have done more. He was 27 of 39, 289 yards, 1 touchdown, was sacked once. The run game really wasn't there for the Eagles. Hurts had 33 yards, Barkley had 22. They were feeding A.J. Brown a lot. He had 8 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Vontae had 6 and 89. But who really stood out today was George Pickens. 9 catches, 146 yards, 1 touchdown for George Pickens, as Dak finishes the day 23 of 36, 354, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. And the Cowboys upset the Eagles 24-21 on a game-winning Aubrey field goal. Let's run through your games from this morning's Monday morning drive real quick. Packers win 23-6 against a bad J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings. Chiefs take the Colts to overtime and win in Arrowhead at home, 23-20. Patriots hold off the Bengals for a 26-20 win in Cincinnati. The Bears beat the Steelers without Aaron Rodgers, 31-28. Ravens play better in the second half and win 23-10 against the Jets. The Lions overcome some bad mistakes and bad errors, send the game to overtime against the Giants, who definitely showed up and had a lot of excitement today. Ultimately, the Lions win at OT, 34-27. Seahawks, on the back of JSN, beat the Titans 30-24. Jaguars hold off the Cardinals in overtime, 27-24. The Browns sack Geno Smith 10 times and get a 24-10 win in Las Vegas. The Falcons beat the Saints 24-10. And the Cowboys rally back, score 24 unanswered points to win 24-21 in Dallas against the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. And that is this morning's edition of your Monday morning drive. We'll be back this week with a look ahead to your Thanksgiving football. That's coming up your week 13. We'll try to get another parlay up. We'll get more TikToks. Make sure you're following us anywhere and everywhere. All Party Chat Sports. Until next time, peace.